flex me a back body. Say, oh, it's another one, yeah. It's a first one, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Good evening. This is iBoxingHub. I go by the name of BNG, featuring yours truly, Trey. Guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Trey, what's good?
Good, cuz you know what? Firstly, before we start the show, of course, massive shout out to Aisha on her interview for the latest show on the channel. So, guys, if you've not seen it, check out Green Diamond Boxing. It's obviously going to be a new show that's going to be hosted by iBoxingHub. So, cuz a lot's happened in boxing, but because it's the Roundup, we know obviously football is about to happen very soon. So you know us, we're just going to round up what's sort of happened this week. So, cuz, what did you see online, let's say in the last half an hour, that you thought, you know what, we've got to discuss it on the pod?
Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, apparently it might be happening this December. I don't know why. I mean, we've seen the fight already. I mean, the outcome's going to be the same anyway. Do you know what I mean? Floyd has been doing so much exhibition. He's been active, whereas Pacquiao's been inactive, and it's just, come on. There's no point. Let's stop being silly now. I don't want to see it. I won't have been tuning in if I'm honest with you. I lied. I will. But, there's no point. There's literally no point. I mean, come on. It's now what? Last time they fought was what? 8 years ago? 8 years ago?
Yeah.
Rematch is done. There was no rematch. What's the point? I don't get it. Like, what is it going to be? Exhibition or is it an actual legitimate fight?
No, of course. Look, our Heyman of iBoxingHub. I'm seeing a few football comments. Throw them up. Let's have it. Let's get it over and done with right now. So Palamos Music is saying, let's go Newcastle. Now, obviously, United are going to win. So let's not get excited there. Bukayo Saka, big up. Thank you for joining us today. Just came in to say big up. Arsenal game just kicked off. So we'll watch later on. Look, big up Bukayo, man. Thank you for just confirming that. Look, we are just excited. We will be doing the watch along for it. Look, let's have it. Let's have it. But obviously, Palamos has got a message here for Aisha Hearts. Aisha, big up. Look, we're just excited to continue to grow the iBoxingHub family, and cuz I wanted to sort of go on the Mayweather Pacquiao situation. We'll watch it again. Let's not lie. Mayweather, at his age, doing the exhibitions, he still looks good. And look, Pacquiao probably wants to redeem himself after his previous fight. So, cuz we're gonna watch that exhibition event. Let's not move away from it. And we'll watch it.
Me, being honest with you, the person that I would like to see Floyd fight is actually Amir Khan. Amir Khan's been calling out Floyd for years. No. I'm being real with you. I'd rather see Amir Khan beat Floyd than Pacquiao beat Floyd, because we already know the outcome. But Amir Khan, it will be interesting to see Amir Khan and Floyd.
Well, right now? Would you want to see that fight right now?
Well, why not?
I can't even lie to you, cuz look, Khan in talks with Manny. That fight could happen. That I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. Amir Khan, Pacquiao, that would be a top fight. But you know what, cuz I'm not gonna lie to you. The exhibitions, we might not be, big fans of it, but we know Mayweather's gonna put on a show and he's gonna make the event a big event. So big up if it happens. If it doesn't, I'm more looking forward to the potential. We're saying Eubank Ben, but the spin that people are not realizing is there's another Eubank that is much nearer to the weight than Ruiz Jr. What are you saying about Harlem potentially fighting Conor Ben at 147? You saying you know me? You know what I'm gonna say.
I saw the interview yesterday from Harlem and it's Chris Senior Eubank. The thing is that would be a good fight. That would be a natural good fight. But business wise, I don't think Conor will do it because it's going to be low risk. No, sorry. It's going to be a risky for him. It's going to be a big risk for him, not even low. It's going to be a big risk. And it's just like, I get where Senior's saying that, you know, you shouldn't, because Conor wants to move up to 160, right, and fight Junior, and then move back down to 147, where effectively be, you know, damaging his body. I get that, but it's a money fight. You know what I mean? Because look, Chris Eubank Jr., he can challenge for a world title, but the reality is there money there? Let's be real. Chris Eubank Jr. fighting Conor Benn will be like, probably be like one of his biggest paycheck ever in boxing, I reckon. I could be wrong, but I reckon it'd be one of his biggest paycheck. Whereas, you know, Conor Benn is still, he's like 26, 27. If he wants to, still wants to become a world champion at 147, he could possibly once, you know, what's his name? Crawford vacates the belts. But Conor, I mean, it will be a good fight, but I can't see Conor fighting Harlem. If it happens, I'll be shocked.
But cause don't you think? Look, in terms of entertainment, I think on a marketing sort of commercial perspective, you've got Chris Senior, you've got Nigel Benn in one corner. Now that you've seen Senior is going to take more of a managerial role in Harlem's career, I think in terms of the subplot being the rivals between them two, because the fight will sell. And then plus as well, let's think about weight divisions are there for a reason, because like let's really process the weight divisions. Now Conor's gonna go up 2 weight divisions. We've seen that at 154, the power, I'm not too sure. I'm thinking from a protecting the fighter, wouldn't you want to try and just, you know, just focus on 147, build on a regional level first, European, and then go back to the States to fight the elites? Because that's boxing, cuz.
Yeah, it is, but his name carries weight and he's gone past that. He's not going to fight for, the only way I can see Conor fighting for a European is if he challenged for a world title and loses about 4 times, then he'll probably go for a European. But the reality is, yeah, remember, it comes down to legacy and money. And at the moment, boxing, there's money being pumped. Do you know what I mean? There is money being pumped. So I would like, that's a fight I would like to see Harlem and Ben. It ain't going to happen. But who knows? But like I said, they're talking about January. You may see Ben and Eubank Jr. here in the UK, so they say.
I think that's going to be a mismatch, cuz I can't lie. I think it's going to be a mismatch. I think we're going to see a bigger man bully a smaller man, cuz I'm just sort of putting on my, because we sometimes in the boxing community we live in the fantasy world where we want to see these fights, but from a divisions point of view, from a weight category point of view, I think it makes better sense Ben fighting Harlem than Ben fighting Junior, because Junior's the bigger man. Remember, Junior's like 160 to 168. Conor's,
I hear you.
Though, I like.
Let's just say, okay, if Conor wants to fight Harlem, Eddie ain't gonna allow it. He's not gonna allow it. He's not gonna allow it. Look, I can't see it happening. I cannot see it happening. And not even that. You're saying, you know, it's a mismatch fight here, but dude, this is boxing. Anything's possible. Conor can go in there and smoke Eubank. Yeah, this is a serious fight. This is gone past business. It's personal. But anyway, on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz. So you know, he's been away for a while. I think he had surgery, etc. He said he'll be back in 2024. My question to you is: can you see Andy Ruiz becoming a 2-time world champion?
Oh yeah, definitely. A motivated Andy Ruiz becomes champion again. Definitely. When I mean motivated, I mean from a perspective where, you know, if a fight's offered to you, you can be the B side. Like, you're more than capable to shut a few mouths up. Yeah, I'll be the B side in this scenario, beat the person, and then you got that credibility again to, you know, ask for XYZ millions, you know, because I think he's a talent. He's definitely got the grit. He's skillful. He's a threat in the division as well. He's a fighter that not many want to fight, like Luis Ortiz, similar.
I mean, who would you want to see Andy Ruiz fight next?
I wouldn't mind seeing him in with Wilder. I wouldn't mind seeing him in with Wilder. I wouldn't mind to see, if we don't see Joshua versus Wilder, I wouldn't mind to see Ruiz versus Wilder. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. The Bronze Bomber versus the Destroyer is gonna cause explosions in a ring, and I mean it from a, you know, boxing point of view. There's gonna be punches thrown. There's gonna be knockdowns. I think that's gonna be an explosive one. But it just depends if he's motivated. We don't know what's going on in his head, but from what I've seen, you know, in his career thus far, I think he's ready for that type of fight. And I think both guys would love to have that fight if Joshua doesn't fight either of them.
But here's the thing, right? This is mad, right? So Ngannou and Fury, you know, they fought last weekend. Now Eddie's saying he wants Ngannou and Joshua in Africa, Rumble in the Jungle Part 2.
Yeah,
but
he's been listening to our pods, cuz I think he's been listening to our pods.
But this is the bad thing, yeah. He's talking about Ngannou, but what happened to Wilder and AJ? This is mad. So he's talking about money. So you're basically saying AJ vs Ngannou, they'll generate more money than AJ fighting Wilder.
Right now, on the basis that Ngannou put on that performance against Fury, so he's a big name right now, man. So it's a crossover fight. It's not a YouTube crossover fight. This is combat sports crossover. You got the best in MMA from a heavyweight fighting, you know, Joshua. I think that would, do a lot of numbers, man. It would be an event like what we saw in Riyadh.
All jokes aside, yeah, like, do you think Ngannou could cause trouble if he was to fight the likes of Joshua and Wilder? Reasons why I say this is because a lot of people are saying, remember, Ngannou is a fighter. Like he's a fighter. He's not a YouTuber. UFC, they fight, and majority of his fights, he knocks out his opponents. So can you see, I don't know, AJ, Wilder, or even Fury breaking down Ngannou and then knocking him out?
I can't lie, because it would be very, very, very tough. We saw, you know, when he's motivated, when he's hungry, he can be a very dangerous fighter. I think Fury definitely took him lightly in the fight, and he shocked him in terms of how good he is in the ring. But Conor McGregor said it the best after the fight. He said that Ngannou's more known in the MMA world for his striking ability. So you put a striking specialist in a boxing ring, hey, we're gonna see what we saw over the weekend, cuz, and I'm not surprised. Obviously, we were surprised at the time on how good, but when you sort of think about his fights in MMA, you do think, you know, as a striker, he's a big guy, caused a lot of problems, man. Especially him switching to southpaw, Mike Tyson, you know, teaching him a few things. I think he was very motivated for that fight, cuz, man.
Do you think it's disrespectful that he's now being ranked top 10 on the WBC, whereas you've got people who are just below him, been working hard, and now someone from UFC is just taking that spot?
You know what? Before I answer that question, obviously Palamos Music saying Zhang would beat Ngannou. Look, these are fights that would be very good. And of course, look, Zhang's the pro boxer who take that fight seriously after seeing, what happened with Fury. Yeah, I think in terms of the ranking, we know that the ranking is based on, performances, popularity. I just think if you've gone in there in the ring with the best fighter or the best boxer in heavyweights, and you've gone and put on a performance like that where, most of the public watching the fight for Ngannou won, I think that justifies him, being in that spot. The sport, unfortunately, is sometimes it's not who has been in the sport for a long period of time. It's the name. It's what you bring to the table. And when you're in that situation, when an event like this happens, and you put on that kind of performance against a guy that should, be beating you in 2-3 rounds, I think, yeah, it's justified, man. Now,
dude, I don't know what Wilder's talking about. He said he's looking at fighting Ngannou. Not in boxing, in UFC. Dude, it must be on. He must be smoking something. Because look, Ngannou will break Wilder just by booting him. Wilder's got skinny legs. Do you know what I mean? You know what? I don't know if he's being serious here, bro. They have to pay him serious money. Serious money. What can you actually mention Wilder in UFC fighting Ngannou? Come on, let's be real. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it would absolutely be crazy.
It's all tools. It's all tools. But I think a lot of boxers now will respect all these MMAs now, because I think before people say now, they're fightings, but they're not boxers. But what Ngannou displayed on the weekend, yeah, much respect. But no, that it. iBoxingHub just said Ngannou vs AJ will be a big fight. It will be bigger than Wilder.
Yeah, that would be a massive fight. It would be a massive fight. It would be a big fight.
Will this take place in Cameroon or in Nigeria?
Oh, that's a good question. I say neutral, Ghana.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
It's neutral. It's obviously Cameroon and Ngannou, Nigeria, Joshua. If you're gonna do it in Nigeria, then that's in Joshua's territory, isn't it? So it's neutral. Maybe like I say in Congo. Why not do it Congo International Stadium like this? Let's have it in these other parts of the world. Like I would love to see a major fight back home. We've said it a few times in pods. I'm just hoping one of these days we actually get to see an event as big as Rumble in the Jungle back home again in Congo. If we could do it, if we can host an event like that back in those days, imagine what we could do now.
Yeah. Well, on to my last topic, Billam Smith. I am really confused. He fought what's his name? Okoli a few months ago in his hometown. Am I right in saying Okoli was the champion at the time, right? And there was a rematch clause, right? So what, is he taking step aside fees or what's going on?
Yeah, he's taking the fees. Yeah, he's taking the fees, maybe going back to the drawing board and just, letting Chris Billam Smith doing what he's doing. And maybe he's going to get the rematch against the winner.
Sorry, to see that comment. Do you know what's funny? Baby Miller, right? After Fury fought Ngannou, he put up on his post, he said he will smoke Fury and Ngannou on the same night. I think, Miller needs a fight now. Honestly, I think he needs a credible opponent. And if Eddie Hearn is saying AJ hasn't got an opponent yet, there you go.
Let's have it, because we've been calling for this fight for a long time, because we need to see unfinished business, Madison Square Garden, Joshua versus Big Baby Miller, man. I want to see that fight. I think that fight, just because of the history behind like what was said in the past and the build-up before, I think that fight would just do numbers. Just out of curiosity, we need to see if the energy that Joshua had for Miller, can he get that energy back? To put on a good performance against a tough big baby Miller. He's hungry, and you've seen it, man. He's hungry, cuz.
But yeah, so just confused. So Billy, what you're saying is Akoli has taken step aside money.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Was to lose his title. So what happens then? Is Akoli gonna rematch the person he lost to, or what's going on? Because I'm a bit confused. Because my understanding is, if you're a champ and somebody's mandatory, so I'm not too sure if he was, but as he was the champ, you have a rematch clause, isn't it? So if you lose, you get a shot again. But now it's just like what William Smith was saying, that Akoli doesn't sell, he doesn't do tickets or something like that.
Okay.
So I'm just a bit annoyed. I am a bit annoyed because I wanted to see a rematch.
Yeah, no, definitely. I wanted to see the Source back in the ring. I just felt that the Source wasn't himself on that night for some reason, man. It didn't seem like his, normal self, So I think now that he's had time to look at the fight, study what's happened, you know what I mean? I think he can come back stronger for the next fight. Hopefully it is against Chris Smith.
But then, do you know what? I really want to see Richard Riapol and Akoli fight. That's the fight I want to see now. I'm not even too bothered about William Smith and Akoli now. I want to see Riapol and Akoli. Southeast, East London.
You already know what's gonna happen, man. East London.
Boy, I'm not too sure, but yeah. Not
East
too
London,
sure.
man. Let's go.
Because just before we go, is there anything you saw about boxing that you wanted to touch up on?
Yeah, of course. But let's just obviously go through what Palamos Music saying. Thank you so much, brother, for getting involved. Does anyone know what happened to Dylan White? He's obviously been absent. Yeah, he's obviously going through the circumstances that he's going through. I'm sure at some point he'll be back, but his fighters are still involved in the ring, and yeah, I can't lie, cuz Fabio Woodley, you said it, over a year ago. You said he's like going to be the next world champion, and every time I watch him in a ring, I see that potential. You see, he's something different, man. I can't lie, he's very skillful. He can take a punch, which he did. Adelaide, big up to him, gave him some solid shots, but he showed that he's just a different class, man. So I just want to see how well it develops, man, over the years.
I believe his next opponent is going to be Fraser, but it's weird though because Woodley, he says is it 16 pro fights, 15 or 16 pro fights, and Fraser's only had what, I think, is it 8? I don't know. I'm now beginning to think like I don't know. I mean, I'm a Woodley fan, innit? So
same. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a massive. Since the day you said it, that I've just been programmed, man. I've been watching him. I've said, yeah, you're right. Honestly, because every fight he gets in there, we're just seeing his talent, we're seeing his ability, we're seeing his grit, and he looks very matured in the ring, even though he hasn't got that much amateur experience than a lot of the other heavyweights. So it just shows you that the graft that he's been putting in, it's mad. So look, even Al Heyman saying Ben Davison could see Fabio Woodley facing Joseph Parker next year. That's a good fight. He's ready.
It's a good fight, yeah, but I can't. Joseph Parker is a former heavyweight champion, right? Joseph Parker wants to win. He wants to become 2-time world champion. What's he doing fighting Woodley? Don't get me wrong, maybe later on, but now that's a big risk for him as well because he can lose his position. So I think the Fraser Clark fight just makes sense.
Money.
I mean,
Money. Let's say, all right. Let's say, cuz he fights Big Phase. You know, he gets into that fight and he wins. Let's say. Parker next. Yeah, definitely.
Nah, Triple D.
Ooh, Triple D.
Yeah, if Woodley beats Fraser, next person is Triple D. That's what I would say. Because remember, Fabio Woodley, he's a free agent at the moment.
Joy Joyce. Whew.
I don't know. I want to see Triple D because the reason why I said they're pretty much. I mean, how old is Triple D? Because Woodley's 28. Triple D's what, 26?
Around the same age group, yeah. Makes sense.
That's what I want to see after the Fraser Clark fight. And then, you know, and I would also like to see Fraser Clark and David Adelaide. Yeah, man. All right, then, cuz I'm going to wrap it up now because football's on. Yeah. Guys, we're back here again on Sunday at 7:30, but we've got the RnR show tomorrow, Rah and Rico. Just remember to like, share, and subscribe. Peace and love.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. Light up my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag, baggy. Say, oh, it's another one, yeah.